What kind of value addition interventions can a landowner make?
After they've bought?
Yeah.
That's an easy one. Well, so the challenge usually is expense. People are concerned about, fine, I've blown X amount of money buying these 50 by 100, 10 acres, whatever. How do I add value? I think there's some simple low-hanging fruit sort of interventions.
Okay.
First one being fencing, if it's not already fenced.
Okay.
Because for one, it improves security. People can't trespass on your property unless they are intentional about it. They have to jump over your fence or cut it to get through, which obviously is easy to manage, right? The other thing it does is it allows your vegetation to mature naturally. It's a great way to reclaim or rehabilitate abused lands, or overgrazed lands. If you fence it off and prevent people from trampling on the ground or cattle overgrazing, then it replenishes itself, which is great for you because it's nicer looking. It's better for the environment. The other thing you could do actively is to plant trees and vegetation, right? It's a great way to use space that you're not using immediately. Plant trees. It's good for the planet, it's good for the ground, traps water.
And it's also gonna benefit you in the future, like when you're building, you can sell the trees.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In my shags, for instance, I grew up going to shags during the holidays in Webuye. And how I knew we were arriving shags is my grandfather had planted these eucalyptus trees along two boundaries of his land. And that image is burnt into my brain.
Like so, in the road in the middle, just...
No, just like along the fence.
Okay.
With the road, and then on this other side with the neighbor. And those trees are there to this day.
Wow.
And I remember my uncle, one Christmas, was approached by Kenya Power, who during Kibaki's government were really aggressive about the rural electrification. They needed poles for electricity lines, and they came and pitched to my uncle and asked, can you sell us
those trees?
Some trees. I think he sold like 300 trees on one side, on his side. Beautiful indigenous eucalyptus, not the fast growing South African ones everyone's growing these days.
The South African variant.
Those giant things. And like, I kid you not, even after they cut those 300 trees, I might have the number wrong, but there were many trees. For one, I think my uncle pocketed a nice $1 million shillings plus for trees he never planted. It's a nice windfall he didn't expect. It's before school fees, blah, blah, blah. But you couldn't even tell the 300 trees had been cut because it was so dense.
Oh, wow.
And today, this is like 10 years ago, today they've reshot and regrown. So it's a great investment for beautification, also to occupy your space, especially if you're an absentee landowner. Planting trees tells people someone owns this piece of land because they've obviously been planted. And then it could be a great revenue generator at some point in the future.
Eliud Kipchoge said the best time to plant a tree was 25 years ago.
That's true.
The Chinese actually say it's 40 years ago.
Eliud amechukua 5 years. But Eliud is 35, so.
Well, Eliud is from, the Rift Valley where everything grows faster.
They have a very nice tree planting culture there.
Yeah.
When we met, there were so many values, or rather, we kind of really resonated with what Goshen stands for, the values, the due diligence that you guys do. Because many people have been scarred for life when it comes to land. Like, I have friends who I know have been scarred for life when it comes to getting land, property. Maybe that was not legit, or whatever happened. So like for you, has it ever happened to you? Like you've gotten some land that was messed up and you already paid, and you're scared and you didn't know how to get out of it? Because that's what I realized, that people don't know how to get out of it, even if they go to court. Like, that money is just gone.
People need mental health as well.
That's because you put all your savings, as Bien said before, and
Well, thankfully, that hasn't happened to us here in Kenya.
Yeah.
But like I said, I used to flip homes in the US before I came
So
back.
I knew the business.
And I got conned twice
Yeah.
in the US.
Yeah.
In the US, like people imagine that stuff doesn't happen.
I know. I don't even know.
Yeah. And funny enough, both times it was by pastors or church leaders.
Oh.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Okay, they were of African descent. So,
Say no more.
so maybe that's an important factor, but but you know, in one of those instances, I think I lost out on like $2,500.
Yeah.
Which was painful. It hurt, but I could recover from.
Yeah.
The other one was more serious. My partner actually was in the hole over $200,000.
Oh.
Yeah, from that one con. And I think because of those experiences there, coming back home, I was very deliberate to take my time and do my homework. And I think because of that, you know, we haven't been conned, you know, since we started doing it as Goshen Acquisitions. But you know, it happens to a lot of people. Unfortunately, we actually did a survey once. 60% of all our customers over the last 9 years or so have been conned. 60%.
Wow, 60%.
And a lot of those, it's multiple times, not just once.
Wow.
You guys, I've been on a call once with Solo when he's negotiating land. Like, you could tell the other person has been scared, like the kind of questions they ask. They're just like, yo, I have to be sure this is legit. And they're so even almost like aggressive in a way.
They don't know.
Solo is just keeping his cool, man, just being solo. It's like, I got you.
I mean, because I understand where they're coming from, you know? And, you know, for us who are in the business of selling land, property, we have to bend over backwards and go the extra mile or 3 miles even. Because the market we're in has really scarred a lot of investors. So rather than be offended and cold and unfeeling about that, I think we have the extra responsibility to do extra to give our buyers comfort around whatever our product is being legit. So that's why I don't take offense when people are aggressive. In some situations, because they're coming from such a dark place, maybe because of past experiences.
You're dating a chick who is from an abusive relationship. So, you know, so you just have to clean that mess up so that your relationship continues.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes you can't clean that mess up. Like they need therapy, right? In some cases, we even just tell them, you know what, listen, thank you, you paid us a deposit. We're happy to refund you. No deductions. We wish you well. Have a good day. Yeah, because and not with any bad feeling. It's just that we do understand people have been taken for granted before or taken advantage of, and even though we're not perfect, we do make a sincere effort to treat our customers right, share information, do the right thing, and even then, some people are just not willing.
Curable.
And in that case, it's better to disengage.
It's not your responsibility also. And I feel that that's your competitive advantage. The fact that now you guys, since you came into the market, there's a way you save time. You've taken time to do your research, and that's why you're assuring your customers, you know, everything is going to be legit. So I feel that's why you should work with Goshen. If you're acquiring anything, that's why. Everything is
bro.
I love the one time you told me a story of someone you took to check out land next to where we are. And at the end of it all, so she asked Solo, so how much was it, like this whole trip, how much did, because you picked her on the way, I think. And took her there, and she's like, okay, so how much? So usually people are used to paying for like going for a site visit. Like that is what is the norm. So to her, like she was really shocked that you did not. And Solo came, of course, with all the pastries in the world.
The thing about a Goshen site visit. A Goshen site visit is like it's like
a school trip.
It's a nature drive.
No, nature drive. It's just like what? Food is there.
It's one of those very nice experiences. We had one actually the other day when we went to
In
Mbuko.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, man. I had a good time.
So that's also an X factor.
Yeah, I think we want to make sure there's a difference. But having worked and done business in the States, there's a particular culture of customer care that we were fortunate to be exposed to.
Yeah.
And as much as possible, we try to bring that into our market. Because I think also Kenyans in general are abused from all quarters.
True.
By government, each other, natural.
Paying for the service.
It's like for us, it's a privilege. It's a privilege for us that someone would take time. Number one, to even consider buying a product of ours. Number two, to go and see, so that they can make a decision. Like I should be paying them. That's my view. Like they're taking time to give us a chance. That's a privilege that we like to honor, and therefore that's why we do our customer journeys the way we do. And it's something we hope to continue doing.
That's great.